Sometimes, the smallest words carry the power to change everything. Welcome to Kindness Tales Stories. The joke escaped his lips on a day when he had stopped expecting much from life. And in that single careless moment, everything he believed about love, dignity, and second chances was quietly shaken. It was his birthday, marked under harsh fluorescent office lights during a lunch break, with a dry cake, polite claps, and the heavy weight of years pressing on his shoulders. As a single father who had learned to survive on routines and responsibilities, Ethan Cole laughed when the words slipped out, never imagining they would echo back to him in a way that would alter his future forever. If you believe in kindness, unexpected grace, and second chances, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Tales Stories. Because stories like this remind us that hope often arrives disguised as coincidence. Ethan had not planned a birthday celebration. He never did. His mornings began before sunrise, packing lunch for his 8-year-old son, Lucas, ironing a school uniform with tired precision, and preparing himself for another long day. His wife had passed away years earlier, leaving behind a silence that never truly faded, and a child who depended on him for everything. Ethan worked as an accounts assistant in a mid-sized architectural firm, a job he kept not because it inspired him, but because it paid the bills and offered medical insurance. His boss, Clara Hayes, was known throughout the office for her calm authority, sharp mind, and a smile that never revealed too much. To Ethan, she was distant, untouchable, part of a world he did not belong to. The birthday moment happened casually. A small gathering formed around his desk. Someone cracked a joke about him getting older, and Ethan, uncomfortable with attention, tried to lighten the mood. He joked about marriage, about how maybe that was what he needed next. Laughter followed, but there was something different in the way Clara looked at him afterward, something thoughtful rather than amused. When she responded with an unexpected invitation later that day, delivered with warmth instead of authority, Ethan felt his chest tighten with confusion. He told himself it meant nothing. He reminded himself that hope had a way of hurting people like him. The rest of the afternoon passed in a blur of numbers and memories. Ethan thought about the years he had spent shrinking himself, turning down invitations, avoiding closeness, convincing himself that being a good father meant erasing his own needs. He thought about Lucas's smile when he promised pancakes the next morning, about the empty chair at the dining table, about how loneliness could be deafening even in daylight. By the time the workday ended, he felt torn between fear and curiosity, between loyalty to his wounds and the quiet desire to feel seen again. The evening unfolded gently, not like a grand romance, but like a pause in a busy life. Clara's home was filled with light, open windows, and the smell of fresh coffee, a space that felt lived in rather than impressive. There was no pressure, no awkwardness, just two adults sharing stories in the soft glow of late afternoon turning into evening. Ethan realized how rarely anyone asked him about his dreams. Instead of his struggles, how long it had been since someone listened without trying to fix him. Clara, in turn, saw beyond the tired man at the office desk. She saw a father who had carried grief with grace, a man who had never stopped loving deeply even after loss. What followed was not instant romance, but understanding. Days turned into conversations, conversations into trust. Clara respected Ethan's boundaries, especially when it came to Lucas, and Ethan slowly allowed himself to imagine a future that included joy without guilt. The greatest challenge came from within, from the voice that told him he was not enough, not successful enough, not whole enough. But every time Clara's presence made life feel lighter instead of heavier, that voice grew quieter. The turning point came on a bright afternoon at a park where Lucas ran freely under the sun, while Ethan watched from a bench, realizing how much his world had expanded. He understood then that love did not replace what was lost. It honored it by continuing. Clara never tried to take the place of the past. She simply offered a future steady and sincere. As the story reaches its quiet conclusion, remember, some of the most powerful changes in life begin with moments we almost dismiss as jokes. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that healing does not erase love but builds upon it, please take a moment to like, comment, and share your thoughts. Your engagement helps these stories reach others who may need them. Before the ending, a special request from the heart. Please comment the word hope. If you believe second chances are real. Ethan never stopped being a single dad. He became something more as well, a man who learned that even in daylight, even after loss, life can still surprise you with kindness when you least expect.